Miriam, long time no see. If you can talk, I have something I'd like to ask you about, so please get back to me soon. I really hope that you haven't gone and blocked my number either.
I forgot to block your number, it seems, actually. You did vanish from my sight almost instantly back then, and never once said anything else to me since.
I'm sorry about what happened 2 years ago, all right? I'm sure you're not going to forgive me, though, for what happened then, considering that you were my fiancé, and right before our wedding, I left you for her.
If you understand that I'm never going to forgive you for such a thing, then why are you wanting to talk with me now? It was you both who didn't only run away from me, but have been actively avoiding me, right?
But I made sure to pay for what I had to.
You sure did. It took you more than 6 months to do that for me, though. So what the heck do you want from me now?
I actually have something to ask from you.
Something to ask from me? I thought you just wanted to talk.
I shouldn't bother beating around the bush about it, so I'm going to be extremely blunt with this. I would like you to give me back that money I paid you in the settlement from back then.
Excuse me? The settlement money?
I'm talking about the money you were given by my girlfriend and I.
What are you going on about? A settlement is something you owed me back then, and that's why you both paid it. You think you're getting your money back after what you've done?
But I need that money right now.
Let me ask, what for?
Recently, she's really been wanting me to get her more and more things. I want this, I want that. Over and over again, she's wanting me to get things for her, and to be honest, I don't really have any money left in my savings.
Wait, you're asking me something as ridiculous as getting that settlement back from me because you've been buying her everything she's been asking you to buy for her like a selfish brat? You actually thought asking me something like that would be sane? Are you messing around with me right now? Because no way in hell can anyone in their right mind be asking the victim they paid a settlement to for that settlement back, right?
You think I'd be messing around with you about this right now? I'm very serious.
Clearly not serious enough, then. Because that seems like a you problem, and should have nothing to do with your ex, of all people. I don't care about what trouble you're in now, and I sure as hell won't be giving you any money back.
Why not? Are you saying it's okay if I have to get into a lot of debt?
Sure am, actually. Because I don't care about you anymore. If you're looking for some advice or something out of me, I can tell you one thing. If you don't want to spend any more money, stop buying her all the things she begs you for.
I can't do that. I have to keep on buying her these things or else she's gonna stop loving me.
That's really pathetic.
Recently, she's been acting very suspicious. I'm not 100% sure there's really something going on with her, but she might be realizing that I'm running out of money and is looking for another guy to treat her now.
And? What does any of that have to do with me right now, Philip?
Please, just help me. I'm just asking you to give me that settlement money back that I paid you last year.
Even if I were to give you this money, she'd still be wanting more than what you could afford for her with it. In other words, you'll only be delaying the inevitable with her.
I want to use the money from that settlement to get her an engagement ring, and then I'll be able to marry her.
Marrying her isn't going to fix all of those problems you have with her right now, you know.
I just need that money from you right now.
And what will happen next? You'll come back to me again because you won't be able to pay for your wedding. And then you'll ask me to give you back the money that you gave me to pay for your half of that wedding you canceled, right?
I always thought it was wild that I was the only one having to pay anything when I left you.
Sorry to burst your bubble here, but what you did to me 2 years ago was all your fault. And that goes for everything that happened afterwards as well. And since then, things have changed pretty drastically for me as well, which means that I no longer have the time to worry about a backstabbing couple like you two. You both figure out what to do there. Bye-bye.
You're not gonna help me out here? Even with me asking you like this? That's what it was, Miriam. That's what it was about you that made you so freaking ugly and why I ended up throwing you away.
Excuse me, but I just saw you and you straight up ignored me. After all this time not seeing one another, have you grown more sassy or something? I'm trying to talk with you right now about the way you're behaving, and I want to talk right now. Are you not embarrassed to be ignoring me? Hello? Are you coming to me? Would you stop that? We aren't close to one another anymore, so you can stop trying to text me like I still care. Are you still upset about what happened 2 years ago, Miriam? This isn't about me being upset about that anymore. I understand that what happened back then is now in the past and nothing can be done to change it. Then you need to stop treating me like a complete stranger for coming out and stealing your fiancé from you last minute like that. Why do you think it's fair to act all tough like that? I really do not get you. You and I are still working within the same company and same office building. So how about you and I go get lunch together tomorrow? I get that I'm a temporary employee and all still, and that you're working full-time for the company, but that doesn't mean you can't come out to lunch with me together, right? And since you're the employee of this company, you'll pay for my meal as well, right? Not going with you. Why the hell not? Because you are a stranger to me, and I sure as hell don't feed temporary workers like you. It's not like we're even in the same department either, right? After what you did to me, I kind of forgot you even worked for the same company as me. By the way, when was it that you started working in the same office building as me again? 3 months ago. I was transferred here after the company said that they needed extra help in one of the departments. So you've been under the same roof as me for 3 months yet? Being a temporary worker, I don't make as much as you, right? So pay for my lunch at least. Especially since you and I had past relations with one another. How about you ask your boyfriend Philip for money? Recently, he hasn't been giving me as much money, though. I thought him being a software engineer meant he'd be making all sorts of money. When all he's done is screw around on the job, there's no way he's ever going to receive a raise. I'm aware of that now. That's why recently I've started to realize that he can no longer act as my wallet anymore. If you'd like him, I'll give him back to you. If anything, it would only be right for me to give him back to you now. I don't need him. From the bottom of my heart, I don't ever want to see him again. I'm looking for a new man who can supply me with the money I need, and since I don't have a use for Philip anymore, I thought you might want him back. That's right. Listen to this. I actually already have a new boyfriend. Don't care, never will, and if you do ever run into me at the office, let's both work to avoid one another for the rest of the time. Please and thank you. Before we think about that, ask me about my loaded boyfriend, please. No, thank you. Right now, he's running his own company, even though he's only 34 years old. He's always giving me all kinds of presents, and just a little while ago, he actually confessed his love to me, which I said okay to, which means I'm now going to be rich when I'm married to him. Thank God you're happy about cheating on Philip. I never thought that after all I'd been through, I'd now get to marry a man of so much money. I really do feel very lucky and blessed now. I really feel bad for you now, though. Feel bad for me about what? You had your man stolen from you by me right before your guys' wedding, and things never got any more serious between him and I, and after only 2 years, I got myself a new man, leaving me the only one becoming rich after I get married. One thing I'd like to ask before I block you, are you actually cheating on Philip then, or did you guys already break up? I was talking to him about 2 weeks ago, and he told me you guys were still a thing. Has he been trying to get back with you or something now? I'm dying over here. He and I are still going out with one another right now. I'm just milking him dry of whatever money I can before I dump him. So until he can no longer afford to get what I ask for, I'm going to hold on to him like he's my coin purse or something. Are you aware of how much of a bitch you sound like right now? I'm aware that I am a genius that can get whatever thing she wants from any man, and I am very much aware that Philip doesn't want me to leave him. If he doesn't have any more money for me, then I'm not interested anymore. I have no other choice but to dump him soon, right? You really haven't changed these past 2 years then. Well, I'd like for things to stay the same way they've been so far, with you and I not talking to one another. What are you talking about? By the way, have you even found yourself a new man yet? Do we have time to talk about this? Like, seriously, I do not care about you at all and would rather waste my time doing something that brings me joy than on someone who is a complete lost cause. don't worry. This time I'm going to be a good person and not steal them from you. After all, I'm the one with a promise seat next to a company owner now with loads of money. He's not only tall, but has at least $3 million in one of his savings accounts alone and has gone to all the best schools. He's also really kind to me and the kind of man I never thought I'd be getting married to, yet here I am. You said the same thing about Philip 2 years ago, though. Did I really? You sure did. You told me that he was not only tall and handsome, but he was a software engineer with a lot of money he could spend on you and a perfect education. And the kind of guy that I should be happy you were stealing from me and should have been thanking you for, right? You don't remember any of that? I might have said something like that. Wow, it's been so long. But this time I know my new man will be getting married to me and will never be able to say no to any of my wishes. So even if you have or don't have a man right now, I'm not going to steal him from you so you can relax. Now let's go out to lunch together. I'm sure you don't have any friends working here that you can talk with all the time and are lonely, right? I have work to do, which means I don't have time to go out to lunch with those not associated with my department. Therefore, please take yourself out to lunch and enjoy something you can afford with your own money. That's it from me now. I'll be coming to your department tomorrow around lunch. Please keep your wallet out for me when I get there. Listen to this, Miriam. I saw a really fancy brand bag sitting on the desk of my man in his office, and when I took a sneak peek inside, I saw a little box. That has to be the engagement ring. The engagement ring he plans to give to me when he proposes. Congrats, be happy or something. Goodbye forever now. You hold it right there, Miriam. I plan on inviting you to our wedding now, so please make sure you save the date so that you can be there. Why? I want to see you when you're all frustrated and upset there, and I want to show you myself as I become the wife of the CEO. Then that will only make you more frustrated and annoyed to the point you'll cry and I can laugh at you. I really do not care about you getting married, nor do I care about whatever man you plan on getting married to now. What are you talking about right now? You know the CEO who I'm getting married to very well. I do. I'm going to become the wife of the CEO you work for, right? I'm going to get married to him now so you can have Philip back if you want. The CEO here is my husband, Frankie. What? He's your husband? What, huh? I'm saying that the CEO I'm currently working for also happens to be my husband of 6 months now. Him and I are newlyweds, actually. So that wife of a CEO you've always been calling yourself happens to really be me. What are you going on about? If that's your version of a joke, it's really boring. Well, thankfully it's not a joke. But neither of you have a wedding ring on right now, and he happens to be my boyfriend. I'm not sure what led you to believe something like that's the case, but the reason he and I aren't wearing our wedding rings right now is because we haven't found bands that we like yet. You're lying, right? I can't believe that. There's no way someone like you could be married to the CEO of this company. When I was talking to him about a Frankie, he told me he'd never heard of you or anything and that you must be mistaken. You said he's your boyfriend right now? Did you ever talk to him about being his girlfriend? You were also talking about how he'd confessed to you, or you to him, I forgot. But one of you said okay, right? That's right! I told him my feelings for him and he said he loved me back and I said okay. When exactly was that again? 1 month ago from today. I heard about how my manager would be going out with the CEO for drinks after work, and I asked if I could please go along with them. And that's when he said yes to me and that he'd love to have me come along, so I said okay. Are you sure he wasn't just saying okay to you going out to drinks with them that night? What? And if you were asking him anything while out drinking that night, he might have been thinking you were joking or something. Because nobody would ever ask a married man if they could actually go out like that, and maybe he just thought you were talking about getting more drinks and he loved the idea of doing that. He's always been a pretty heavy drinker when it comes to after-work drinking, and so he might not remember you because of that. But what he's told me is that there was this one girl that kind of forced herself to come along with him and some other men, and that she didn't seem to be asking him anything serious that night. Are you saying that he misunderstood what I was talking about? He probably just thought you were either joking or that you were talking about your love for alcohol or something, which makes sense based off the setting and timing. Remember that my husband doesn't even know your name. Even though his eyes and mine are always meeting a lot at work? Just your imagination, right? But he introduced himself to me when we first went out for drinks. He was probably introducing himself to everyone at that table then. And what about the ring in that box on his desk? He told me that's the present he got me for my birthday. And it's not a ring in that box, but a necklace, he said. So I'm not going to become the wife of a CEO now? By the way, Frankie, how did you find out that there was a bag like that on his desk in the first place? His room is on the top floor of this building, and you can't get up there without an appointment, right? I'm the CEO's soon-to-be wife, so I'm allowed up there. His room should be the both of ours' room. But that was just a massive misunderstanding on your part, right? He's gone and told everyone up there not to let you on that floor anymore. I can't believe this is happening. I'm the one that's supposed to be his wife.
I can't get in touch with Frankie anymore. I made plans with her to have a date today, and she's stood me up. She entered the same office building as you a while back, right? Go and find her for me.
Why are you trying to get me wrapped up in all your problems? I don't care where she is right now, and I'm not going to search for her.
Why not? You meet with her every day there during the week, right?
She's not even working here anymore.
What? What did you just say?
An issue arose for her 3 days ago, and that led to her leaving the company for good as a temporary worker. Then the department that hired her came to the CEO and apologized for hiring someone as hopeless as her because she'd caused a lot of trouble for us here.
Wait, an issue arose there? What do you mean? What kind of issue did she cause?
She fell in love with the CEO of this company, and then she started to think that the present that the CEO got for his wife's birthday was hers and took it from him. She went into his office and took it without the CEO's permission.
Wait a second, she's planning to jump to another man, is what you're saying? With the CEO of your company?
You noticed something was going on with her, right? You knew she was starting to lose interest in you.
And that's why I went into debt, buying her a very expensive ring. I was gonna hand that to her today at our date, but now I can't get in touch with her anymore.
She is sometimes coming around the office building, waiting out front, so you might be able to catch her there. She still has a thing for the CEO, I think. And may have been saying she's hanging out in front of the office building, waiting for the chance to run into him when he leaves.
No way. I was serious about actually getting married to her soon. Yet now she's gone and stood me up today and is trying to get with another man besides me? She's the worst.
Are you aware that what you're saying about her is kind of the same thing you did to me years ago?
Where is your office building at? You're still at the same place, right? I'm going there right now. I'm gonna make her pay for everything she's done to me these past 2 years.
Go right ahead, man. You're the one that leaked where I was at to Philip, right? He told me to give him back all the money he'd spent on me, and he told me to pay him back for the settlement he paid to you for what I'd done. He won't shut up about any of it now. Maybe he was able to find you because you never pissed off and were trying to wait outside the offices for the CEO to come out. He was your fiancé at one point, so you do something about him. He's your boyfriend, so how about you do something instead of asking me to? Excuse me? I have been fired from the company and have not been able to see my man at all. He's in the office building right now, isn't he? That's where you're wrong, actually. Today he told everyone to take the day off and closed the office building last night, so there's nobody there right now. But if you continue to bang on the entrance and stand out there all day, he said he'd call the police on you after having security come and handcuff you. Then he'll have his lawyers move against you in order to get a restraining order made that will legally keep you away from him and the building as a whole. Right now, you're just an ex-temporary employee, but you will become so much more if you push things. Okay, but why did I have to be fired from my position inside the company? Because you went into the CEO's office without anyone's permission and then went through his things and took the present he had for me. That's a good enough reason to have you laid off. He said that you can keep the necklace if you want, because he's going to get me something else now anyway. But he'd like you to at least pay him for the necklace you stole. But this is supposed to be the present he was giving to me because I should be the CEO's wife, right? So you really don't see how all the things that keep coming out of your mouth are completely irrational and kind of insane? I can tell you're too far gone now for this conversation to get anywhere, so I am ending this conversation here. What do you mean? I'm going to talk with the police right now and have them file a criminal charge against you for trying to harass myself and my husband. Then, when you're taken into custody and have to go to court, my husband and I will sue you for damages you caused, and you'll have to pay that settlement to us both as well. What? Are you serious? Not only am I serious, but because you're not able to comprehend a thing I say to you anymore, I'm having the law take care of you for me. I'm already having to deal with Philip wanting money from me now, though. And that's because of another problem you made with him. So consider all of this you getting what you deserve for being a completely mental monster. Hold on a second. I just wanted to marry a man with a lot of money who could make me rich. Stop trying to hurt other people just for money. But you're the one who's actually married into money, right? How about you stop hurting your husband for that money? I didn't marry him for his money. I married him because I love him, and I'm still working even though he's my husband, and I plan to continue working until I'm ready to retire. And when the time does come for us to make a family, I want to use my own money while I have time off work and not have to rely on a single penny of his. The only thing I will ever ask him for money for is this lawyer we'll be using to take you down. I get it! Then let's just forget about all of this. I'm talking about everything. Let's all act like none of this ever took place. I'll even go all the way back home to my parents' place if that's what you want. That should be good enough for you, right? Too late for that now. There's now a stain on this earth that didn't want to come off when they had the chance, so now the water will no longer work on them and we'll have to try something stronger. Then what the hell should I be doing to get myself out of this? Even if I try to make things right with Philip again, he's so mad with me now, he won't listen to a word I say. Stop it with that childish BS, please. You really think this world revolves around a crap stain like you? I recommend you turn your crap around and start living like the rest of us adults. Now, you wait for the lawyer to get in touch with you later, please. Wait, please! You and I are friends, right? We're both in our 30s now, which means we can just laugh all this off, right? At the very least, introduce me to someone with a lot of money. After that, Frankie wasn't able to get Philip to love her again, and things ended right then and there. And soon after, Philip took her to court and forced her to pay him back for all the money he had spent on her, as well as for her part of the settlement to me he'd paid. My husband and I also went and took her to court for not only the damages she'd caused by harassing us, but also for that necklace she'd taken from my husband. She was also given a restraining order from my husband, meaning she could no longer come within 500 feet of him, and was also told she couldn't come onto the company's property or else she would be detained and taken to court again to be fined. With no money at all, nor a chance of finding another man anytime soon, she retreated to her parents' house, where she was met with folded arms. Today there are some rumors going around about her having moved far away to some really small apartment, where she's now trying to work and save up some money again to pay off all her debt. I can't believe that I've just found out that you're the one that's been going out with my husband behind my back. You really did a great job hiding that important bit of information from me. Why are you talking about me like that out of nowhere? Do you really think that one of your good old friends would be stupid enough to go out with your husband? Especially when I've been a great friend to you, actually. So could you please stop acting like I'd ever do something as ridiculous as that? Could you stop trying to hide what you've been doing from me? I finally had enough of my husband always dodging me and asked for someone to follow him and find out more from me about what he's been up to. And guess what? That guy I asked to follow him around noticed that you've been the one that Frank's been cheating on me with. Huh? You asked someone to stalk him? You actually went ahead and did something crazy like that? Well, you were the one that suggested I do something like that, right? You said to my face that if I really wanted to learn about what my husband's been up to have some pro follow him around and find out for me. And that's why I paid $500 to have a guy go out and get me the information I needed. Man, I can't believe that. I thought because of how much of a pussy you are, you'd never have the nerve to do that to him. Well, I've been proven wrong today. If that pro you got to stalk him found that much evidence, then there really is no use in playing dumb anymore, is there? Well, you're right. I've been the one going out with your husband behind your back. You are the worst, Brandy. How could you do this to me after all those times I came to you about how I thought he was cheating on me? You even told me to find a pro to go out and follow him. Tell me, Brandy. What were you feeling when I came to get advice from you on what I should do about Frank? I bet while you put on a face to show how much you were worried about me, you were laughing your butt off inside. That's right. I had to hold back so much laughter to make sure I didn't spill the truth. And man, did I do a great job. I was able to fool you long enough to get you to actually go out and hire someone to get evidence for you. And now, because of that, you've finally come to realize it's been me all along and you've wasted so much time and money. Remember how much I had tried to get evidence of Frank cheating on me? But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get anywhere. But you were there telling me to not give up. Why did you have to be the one going out with my husband this whole dang time? Because you're a disgusting piece of crap, Miriam. And that's why I went ahead and stole your husband from you. Wait, I'm the piece of crap? You and I are like two peas in a pod, yet you thought it was okay to get married before me? I was not going to just sit around letting you get away with that. Ever since you got married, my parents have been on me saying that I need to get married soon as well, and it's been so annoying. And then, right before they end their little pep talks with me, they tell me to take some inspiration from you in finding a husband. And to be honest, I have been wanting to get married for a long time now, but I haven't been able to find the right man. And I don't want some loser to become my husband. I have to have the perfect man, and I've been waiting forever for him to come. What? What the heck, Brandy? That makes no sense to me. Why would that be your reason for taking my husband from me? Shut up, Miriam. It's your fault for thinking that you could live a happy life being married to Frank before me. Frank is such a great employee and makes enough to allow you to be happy every single day. Huh? Well, I've been wanting a man with decent money myself. Yet while I've been waiting to come across that man, you brought your money-making man around showing him off to me. Why did you get to end up marrying the perfect man for me? You really think I'd allow you to do that to me? That's why you're a disgusting piece of crap and why I stole him from you. So that's your reason for stealing your longtime good friend's husband? Are you actually this happy to watch me suffer like this? I'm sorry, but that happiness won't last long for you if that's what you sought by doing this. Huh? I'm sorry, but I'm going to be happy with what I've done to you for a very long time. But to be honest with you, now that you know I've been the one going out with him behind your back, the thrill of it has ended. However, now he and I are going to get married soon, so you hurry up and divorce him for me. Excuse me? So you really are just going to straight up steal him from me? Did you really think I'd go through all the work of getting him to fall for me just to let you have him back after finding out about what he was doing? I really do want to steal him from you, and there's nothing you can do to stop me now. Maybe if you'd been a bit closer with your husband, he would have never fallen for me. But you chose to never hang out with him enough and show him the love he deserves, and that's why he's mine now. You have proof, after all, that he and I are deeply in love, so you shouldn't even have to question anything anymore. I'm going to marry Frank, so step aside. I guess you're right. I do have a boatload of photos now showing you going out with my husband and the two of you being so close. And he's smiling with you way more than anything I've ever seen from him. Frank is actually a really loving man. When he first started to fall for me, he immediately told me that he wanted to get married. And to get me to agree with him, he's bought me all sorts of gifts. And he's even told me that the moment we get married, we're moving into a penthouse downtown. Huh? He has promised me all of that and so much more. He's even told me that he wants to make sure that I live a totally free life. And that's why he's going to let me be his housewife in that new penthouse. Also, he's promised that by the time we've moved into that place, he'll be a CEO and we'll have all kinds of money at our disposal. Is that so? Well, good for you. Why are you acting all okay about this now? You shouldn't be telling me that this will be good for me. You should be crying and begging me to give Frank back to you. You just lost the love of your life to your best friend, and you're going to try and hide behind a strong mask? Give me a break, Miriam. You just lost a wealthy man to your longtime friend. I'm not trying to fake being strong about this right now. I'm just telling you how I feel about the situation. After all, you have always been the one with a better sense of style than me. So I feel that you'll be a much better wife to him when he becomes a CEO than I will. Oh, stop that. I can't believe you understand this so well. Of course, I will look a lot better in the arms of a wealthy man like Frank. That's right. You'll look perfect next to him. And that's why I've already come to terms with you stealing him from me and kind of think of it as a great thing for everyone involved. And to be frank, me being with him is way too abnormal and shouldn't have even happened in the first place. Right? Compared to a level-headed woman like you being with him, a sexy-looking young gal like me is a much better match. Now I'm looking forward to hearing about your guys' divorce. You really helped me out a lot by bringing a good-looking and wealthy man like Frank to me. Just a second ago, I got the divorce papers for us. And I've already filled it out and signed my name on it. So please make sure to sign it when you get home. Then I'll be able to hand it in right away, and you and Brandy can continue your guys' dream of getting married.
What? Why do you know about how I've been hanging around Brandy this whole time?
For a long time now, I've been aware of you going out with another woman and never telling me anything about it. So I got some advice from a friend and went and hired a pro to follow you around and gather some evidence. And the evidence I got from that pro was shocking, to say the least. But that's why I'm willing to divorce you now, Frank.
You hired a pro?
This should all be amazing news for you, right? From what she was telling me, she made it look as though you wanted to get married to her as soon as possible. So having the only thing stopping you from that say she's going to disappear should make you happy, right?
Well, you have a good point. I am a bit surprised, though, that you figured all of that out so quickly. But the fact that you're even willing to leave me now without fighting back is perfect.
I will ask you this one thing, though. Why did you end up cheating on me? And furthermore, why did you cheat on me with one of my best friends?
You already know the answer to all of that. It's because her and I were meant to be together, and there's nothing that can get in the way of our happiness together.
Huh? Can you say that to me one more time?
The person that I should be married to isn't you. The person that's fated to be my wife is Brandy. So you can't really call what's been going on between the two of us cheating. I've just been going out with my destined wife, and that's totally okay.
So that's how much you're in love with that girl. Have you told her yet that the company you're slated to run is starting to collapse? Well, I guess it all makes sense now that you have all that time on your hands to be going out with another woman. You haven't even been bothering to save the company, instead thinking that it'll just save itself while you go out with your destined lover.
Well, I'll have you know that ever since I started going out with Brandy, my company has gotten back up.
What?
This year, there have been a lot of rival companies doing a lot better than this one, and it was expected that this company would fall. However, we began to sell a lot of assets to make up for whatever losses there have been. But as we were thinking that selling assets wouldn't even bring in enough money to make up for the losses, I ran into Brandy. we both decided to go out to dinner together, even though I was exhausted. And what do you know? The day after that first date, my company received a new contract.
Really? You think that it's because of her your company's on the way back to the top after being in such a terribly low position?
This isn't just some coincidence, you know. Every time since then that we've gone on dates with one another, my company's image has gone up and there have been more profits. There is still a little ways to go before the company really begins to rake in the money, but I know for a fact that we've avoided going bankrupt. To me, Brandy is no different than a miracle to me, and I will not let go of her.
So this is your reason for throwing me away and going after her? Even though this whole time I've been the one standing by your side supporting you? Even when I've been with you while the company has been going under, cheering you on?
I don't need you around anymore. It's as simple as that. The only woman I need now is Brandy, and no one else. I'm still shocked myself that she's given me so much more than you, and we're not even married yet. That's the power of being with the woman you're destined to be with. I can tell right now that the moment we marry, things will only become even better for me, and I'll be the happiest man in the world.
You may be right about that. After all, you both look as though you'd go perfectly together after getting married. All I am now to the both of you is a wall in the way of your bright future together.
Oh? What's happened to you all of a sudden? You're acting like you're totally fine with the fact that I'm leaving you now.
Well, you said it yourself, right? The moment you and her started going out with one another, your company was able to make an amazing comeback, right? And since that's been able to go on for a bit now, there's no way it's just a coincidence. Also, you are so invested in marrying her that there's nothing left for me to do to change your mind. Really, I'm starting to think that she really is meant for you too. So I have nothing left to do now besides letting her have you.
Well, it's really helping me out a lot that you've already come to understand this. To tell you the truth, she isn't even the first woman that I've messed around with while being married to you. So, just to be a kind man, I'll pay you whatever you ask for me to make up for the pain I've caused.
Thank you, Frank. That money will really help me out a lot. Now, I'd really like to get that divorce paperwork handed in, so get to it and sign what needs to be signed. I'll be wishing for the both of you to have a happy and healthy marriage to one another after this. I just happened to get married to Frank yesterday. We both went to the city office yesterday and filed our marriage papers. Congratulations, Brandy. You are finally with the man you were destined for. So, can we finally agree that I've come out on top of everyone? The next thing I get to look forward to is moving into that penthouse with Frank soon. To tell you the truth, right after we handed in our papers yesterday and became married, we went right to the penthouse and walked through it. And we decided that the place was perfect for us and immediately agreed that we'd like to rent it. What? You've already found yourselves a penthouse you plan to move into? It's around $10,000 a month to rent the place and was just remodeled with all the newest appliances. But because of that high price, it'll take a few days for the realtor to check over Frank's income to make sure he can afford the place. But he is Frank after all, so there's no doubt we're getting that penthouse. So today we're going to head to some of the finest furniture stores in the state to start buying only the best luxury furniture and electronics. And Frank's even told me that I can pick anything I want, no questions asked. It must be so exciting to be you right now. I think right now you're the most excited woman on this planet. Of course I am. I was able to find myself the perfect man to make my husband, and we just got married. He is such a gentleman, and he's the new CEO of that company, so there was no hesitation. Being able to marry the perfect man has made me really think that I can get away with pretty much anything now. I'm so happy that I'll buy literally everything in those furniture stores today. Thank you so much, Miriam. You were very kind in allowing me to have your husband without there being any kind of retaliation. No, thank you, Brandy. You were able to get that CEO of a collapsing company out of my sight. Huh? I didn't even think that it'd be possible for you two to get married to one another this quickly. I am bursting with joy now. And to see you so happy with such a useless man warms my heart right up. Wait a second. Stop calling Frank a useless man. And what are you talking about? His company is not close to collapsing, right? He told me that his company is doing amazing right now and is expected to bring in loads this year. Well, that's what was expected before. But today, that contract that he was expecting to renew has been ended. And since he now has no customers willing to work with his company this quarter, he'll be right back on the path to bankruptcy. And unlike all the other times, I won't be there to help him and his company out of it. I don't see him having any other way of getting that company back on its feet now, so he's on a one-way trip to losing everything. Huh? And because of all that, don't expect to be able to afford that penthouse. After all, those landlords and realtors are very, very strict about who is allowed to rent them or not. And I think them seeing that Frank is on the road to losing his company and his money, they won't allow you guys to live there. What the hell are you going on about? Why the hell would Frank's company be on the brink of going bankrupt now? There's no way. What contract is he going to lose, and why would that make him lose his chance at renting the penthouse for us? I bet you're just upset with me now because I'm way more happy than you are and are trying to sabotage my emotions. Well then, why not give Frank a text or call about it? But I'm sure he's running around right now like a chicken with his head cut off, so you might be better off just texting him. Heck, I'd say your best chance now is to just head over to his company and see the condition it's in yourself.
What the hell is going on here, Miriam? Recently, that contract I've been planning on renewing has fallen out, and the customer is planning on looking to other companies now. If I'm not able to find anyone else to start working with me, I really will be on a one-way trip to going bankrupt. If you have any idea as to why this could be happening to me, please tell me.
What? Why are you contacting me about all of that? All I am to you now is your ex-wife, right?
I've already heard about everything from Brandy. She told me that you happen to know about that contract being ended, and seems to think you know the reason why. Why would my ex-wife know anything about my company and its contracts? Wait, could this mean that after the divorce, you've been holding something against me? And this is all you're doing?
I haven't done anything, Frank. All I ended up doing was telling my parents and family about how you left me for my friend. But funny enough, that company that you had the contract with was actually run by my family.
What?
And let me just say that I never asked any of my family to end that contract with your company. But when telling them all about how we got a divorce and the reason behind it, they all seemed to become pretty upset. And that might be why they chose to stop working with you and your company.
I don't think any of that is a maybe anymore. I'm 100% sure that that's what's happening here. There's no other reason for this to be happening now. This is all unbelievable, though. How could the company that I've been working with for a little while now be run by your family? I've never heard anything about that from you or anyone.
You have a great point. But the reason you never heard anything about that is because you were too busy cheating on me with Brandy at the time the contract was made.
What?
You don't even want to know the amount of times I went to my parents asking them to please make a contract with your company. But I really wanted to help my then husband get the company back on its feet before taking on the role as CEO. And that's why I went through all that hard work. But you never noticed me putting in all that work because you were too busy going out with a good friend of mine.
Huh? You went and did all that for me?
I thought it'd be right as your wife to try and help you with your job. But at the time, I had no idea about all of that business-related stuff. So that's why I did what I could with what I had to make sure that your company could make a comeback. Going to my own family begging for them to make a contract with your company. And after so much work, they finally decided to give your company a really decent contract. But that whole time, you had no idea of it and thought it all had to do with Brandy. Well, it must hurt your pride now, knowing that your company having a chance to get back on its feet was all due to my family and I.
So you're saying that the really generous contract the company had gotten was all due to you? This had nothing to do with Brandy?
That's absolutely right. It was all just a coincidence. While you were out being unfaithful, I was working my butt off to save your skin. And when my work was all said and done, you were given that contract and thanked Brandy for it, saying that she was like some kind of miracle for you. Even saying to me that she was your destined wife and would help you both make bank.
But that's...
When I had to listen to you go on and on about all of that, it really gave me a frickin' headache. You didn't care for any of the work I put in and continued on about how she was your good luck charm. After all that, the love that I'd worked so hard to make with you fell apart and withered away.
You're lying, right? How could this all have happened due to you, and not due to the fact that I'm finally with my destined wife? So, what am I going to do now knowing that Brandy isn't really what's been giving me so much good luck? I finally thought that the company was golden, and now it's going right back down the drain. And now, I'm not even going to have the help of your family with me.
How about you go ask your good luck charm of a wife for help? If she really is the woman you're destined to be with, then you'll make it out of all this just fine. You really have everything, so there will be some way your company makes it out of all this.
But what if this time a miracle doesn't happen?
Well, then that just means your wife isn't all you thought she was. Now, your ex-wife has to get going. You're supposed to be having the best time of your life right now, so please go back to being happy for everyone. What am I going to do, Miriam? Frank's company really is coming to an end like you said. He told me that now the company faces bankruptcy. He's not going to have any more money. Oh my. It's only been 1 week and things aren't going as the two of you had planned? What happened to him being the perfect man for you and having all that money? Right now, there's nothing about him that's perfect. He's not even going to be able to get that penthouse for us now. And as for all that luxury furniture and electronics that I bought, we have to go and return it all. All because he couldn't take care of his company. Why, when I was just about to become the happiest woman in the world, did this have to happen to me? Sucks to suck, Brandy. You actually thought that stealing one of your best friend's husbands would end up going well for you? Stop trying to talk to me like that right now. What I want to know is why you never told your best friend about how her man's company was on the brink of going bankrupt. If only I'd known that his company was in bad condition before marrying him, then I could have had the chance to leave him before we tied the knot. You are a freaking jerk for hiding a truth like that from your friend. Why would you do something so hurtful to me of all people? You know the reason for that, right? You were the one that started all of this by stealing Frank from me. Huh? If I had told you about all of this, you would have never fallen for the trap of marrying him, right? But I didn't want to ruin your guys' love that quickly. I wanted you both to really get inches away from your happiness before I told you all the truth. And would you look at that? I timed it all out perfectly, and now both the crappy friend of mine and my useless ex can suffer for what they've done. So there you go. My reason for hiding the truth from you. So that's why you were totally fine with the two of us getting married and even encouraged it. I should have known something was up by how fast you recovered from that blow. I was being honest, though, about you both getting married. You really are meant for each other based off how horrible of people you are. A brainless husband and his brainless wife makes for a perfect match. This is so messed up. Wanting both your ex and best friend to end up in shambles? And now you're calling us both stupid? I bet that you've been laughing about all of this behind our backs. You apologize to me right now for doing something like this to me. Wait, why should I do that? Weren't you the one that started all of this by going out with my husband behind my back? And you told me that you put on a face when talking to me because you were really laughing about how sad I was, right? Well, that was... So what you should be saying is that we both got to get in a good laugh from all this. And none of this is okay, though. Especially since you ended up getting a ton of money from Frank in the divorce while I'm going to end up with nothing. And I have to thank you for being there to save his company when you did. Because of that, he was able to make just enough money to pay me the amount I asked for before I left. Well, I want to divorce him and get his money as well now. Yet right now he has no money to his name. It's not fair that you're the only one making out of this with money. Stop being so selfish, Brandy. You at least got to marry the perfect man that you'd been searching so long for, right? If you're really wanting money as well now, go ahead and help him save his company then. Go around and find a company that you'll be willing to get on your hands and knees for to beg for them to make a contract with him. You wanted to become the wife of a CEO, so you have to start putting in the work to help keep him there. After that, Brandy tried to get Frank to divorce her, but he turned around and told her that she could not run away and that she needed to help him save his company. And so she ended up having to stick by his side, helping him find ways to get his company from going bankrupt and help themselves from losing everything. But of course, they weren't going to be able to do much about how bad of a situation the company was already in. And as I'd mentioned before, it was on a one-way trip out of here. As of right now, those two had to move into a really cheap apartment together and are living every day of their lives using large amounts of borrowed money. As for me, due to the money I received from Frank in the divorce and the settlement thereafter, I've been doing pretty well on my own. For the time being, I think I'm going to take things slow and work towards making myself an even better person, before going back out into the romance world looking for a new partner.
Don't you ever come back to my house again! You moneyless high school dropout! I will never let someone of your likes marry my brother, ever! Hold your horses, Autumn. Hitting me and then tossing me out of the house like that? And now you're calling me a moneyless high school dropout? Why do I have to be the one treated like this by you? I had to do all of that in order for you to understand what part of society you're really a part of. And you will not be allowed to marry my brother who graduated top of the class at Harvard as a dropout. I really have no clue how you were able to fool him into wanting to marry you in the first place, but I'm not as simple-minded. You are a lowlife, so you go find one of your own kind to marry. Lowlife? I get that people like to judge others a lot based on their education, but I've never run into anyone as horribly judgmental as you. I'm sure you only ever wanted to be with my brother because he's going to be bringing in lots of money, right? You don't actually have an ounce of love in you for him, right? Well, I'm not letting some witch like you have my brother. Are you freaking kidding me? I love Fred with all my heart, and I've been wanting to marry him for such a long time. That's the whole reason why today your parents asked for me to come over so we could talk more about the wedding and everything. But to think that his little sister would be the one out of all of Fred's family to slap me and then force me out of the house, I cannot believe what's happened. I'm so sorry, Aline. I not only graduated from Harvard myself, but I was also top of my club in karate. So I didn't think that small slap would be so powerful towards your weak little body. Well, I promise that from now on, I'll be a little bit nicer with my swings. You're calling me the weak one? Yes, I am. Not only are you a lowlife, but you don't even realize how weak you are physically. You only tried marrying my brother so that you could get to his money and nothing else, right? He made it out of Harvard, top of his class, so not only is he extremely cool, but he's working for a very well-known and large company. But man, I'm so surprised that he's already being taken advantage of by a loser like you who only wants to trick him for his money. I told you already that I want him because of my love for him. Calling me a lowlife and a weakling, though, that's not okay. I get that I dropped out of high school, but that does not give you any right to treat me like I'm garbage. Well, let me just say that a high school dropout with no money is the same thing as a cockroach in this world. So I'm going to start calling you that instead now. I'm sure your family never had any money for you, so there was no hope of you getting into any college, right? That's why you just gave up and dropped out. So you should just go find someone your own class and marry them instead. All you're doing by coming after my brother is ruining his image as a successful young man.
this is getting nowhere with you. You're just going to keep calling me horrible things based off me never graduating high school. And now you're even calling me society's cockroach? That's probably why you're just like society's gorilla, throwing hands without even bothering to understand the situation first. You are the worst of the worst. Huh? You have no right talking to me like that, you cockroach. You lowlifes all need to shut the hell up. You and the rest of your kind need to stop thinking that you can marry people like my brother. I'm withdrawing my offer to you. Huh? I'm not going to let someone as violent and explosive as you come work with me. The way you smacked me without ever talking to me first just goes to show that you don't care about anyone besides yourself. Did you know that I could tell the police right now about what you did to me and they'd be all over you? I might just do that. And since you'll have the police on you, I can't have you working with me. I have no idea what you're talking about. What the hell are you talking about having that offer withdrawn? Autumn, you are pretty much done with school now and have been looking for work, right? You happened to send in a resume to Green Earth Ltd asking to come work, right? You must have heard about that from my brother. Well, that's exactly right. I'm one of the best students from my class at Harvard, and I have been given an offer already by Green Earth to go work for them really soon. And did you know that I am also working at Green Earth? And since I'm working in the HR department, I'll most likely be the one responsible for hiring you. Excuse me? I'm sure you totally forgot about the conversation you had with me before, because you were so happy to finally find a company that would offer a job to you, right? I forgot about you a little bit as well, until today when I first saw your face at your house. You're lying, right? There's no way in hell a dropout like you is working for a company as large as that. If you're having a hard time believing me, then go take a look at the offer I sent to you before, and you'll see my name on it signed at the bottom. That should have already arrived for you, so you can have a look yourself and see the proof. What? I feel bad that I'm already having to withdraw that offer from you, but in exchange for that, I won't be calling the police. But having heard you call me a cockroach a couple times now, makes me wonder if you've looked in the mirror lately. You might want to take a look at yourself as well after this, because you will have just lost all your pride. Huh? Well, I guess you are still that violent gorilla, and unlike you, I'm just your average adult that knows how to act in situations like these. So be happy that I've been kind enough not to want to have the police involved. Now, good day to you, Autumn.
I'm so sorry about what happened yesterday with my little sister. Autumn has always been a little too involved with other people's education, and really likes to judge them based off it. I just never assumed she'd be the kind of person to come out of nowhere and slap you though, just because you dropped out of high school. Has the swelling gone down yet? Are you going to be okay?
I put ice on it right as I got home, and most of the swelling is gone now.
That's good to hear. But I'm sure it's not just your face that is hurting right now. She said a lot of terrible things about you, and I'm sure that hurt your heart just as badly.
I actually don't care a whole lot about what she called me, so don't worry. After my parents' business failed, I had to drop out of high school. During that tough phase in my life, I had to see a lot of people change really quickly into completely different people. And when it comes to how people look at me now because I never finished high school, there are a lot with views like Autumn.
But unlike all those other people that care so much about education through schooling, you learned a lot at home helping your parents, and in the real world working jobs. Even now you are working at such a large company, making bank. I myself am so impressed with you, and feel terrible that you have to live with people like my sister around you. It hurts.
Thank you for thinking of me that way, Fred. Anyway, how has Autumn been after a day has passed?
Both myself and my parents have been pissed with her, so she's starting to settle down now, and all of today she hasn't left her bedroom.
Well then, that must mean she hasn't told anyone yet about how I withdrew my offer to have her work for Green Earth.
Huh? What do you mean you withdrew that offer?
Actually, a little while back she received an offer from this company asking for her to come work for us. But I told her yesterday that the offer would be withdrawn now. This doesn't even have to do with the company itself, but the fact that we will not allow anyone as violent and explosive as her to come work here.
What? She got an offer from your company to come work there? I knew you were an amazing person for being able to land a job there in the HR department, but you're telling me you offered her a job as well? I guess that's why she's been so happy recently about getting an offer from her #1 workplace. She must have been talking about Green Earth.
I'm planning to have a formal email sent to her very soon telling her that she will indeed be losing that offer to come work here. I'm hoping that after seeing that, she'll be willing to leave her room. Do you think I've gone a little too far by doing this, though?
No way. No matter what the reasoning was, she has no right hitting you like that and thinking it's okay to do so. If anything, I'm happy you're being that strict with her. For a while now, my family has had a lot of trouble handling her. So I'm hoping that after she gets a taste of reality with that email from you and the company, she'll turn her attitude around and become a responsible adult.
She's been that much of a problem for you guys?
She's always been such a pain in the butt for anyone that doesn't have the same or better education or work than her. And it's not just towards strangers either. She'll act like that even to her own family members and close friends. There was even a time where one of her cousins failed their exam at school, and she told my parents to never let that whole family be a part of ours again because of it.
What?
She's even told friends of hers that went to less popular colleges than Harvard to go away because they aren't as good as her.
She's even worse than I thought. To think there are people that base all their judgment towards others off only their education and work. It's sad.
I just told my parents about how you're withdrawing that offer to her. They both told me that they're thankful for what you're doing to her. Also, they'd both like to apologize to you at some point for what my sister did. It was because of her that we couldn't finish the talks that we had about the marriage and wedding, right? We'll have to put another date together so that you can meet my parents again, okay?
Wait, is that all right?
Of course it is. And this time, my sister won't be allowed to join us, so you won't have to worry. Maybe the four of us could go out to lunch or something and take our time talking about all of this.
That would be perfect. I'll talk with you later about a day that'll work for me. Can you make sure to talk with your parents then about said day and make any reservations?
Sure thing. I'll see you later then.
Hello. Long time no see, right? How's your head doing after a month has passed since I smacked it? Perhaps it's still a little bit swollen.
Oh my, I never expected I'd be hearing from you again, Autumn. Does this mean you're finally coming to apologize to me?
Huh? Why would I ever do that? There's no reason for me to apologize to a cockroach. I mean, I was totally in the right hitting you in the head like I did.
What?
Thinking you could marry my brother when you never made it out of high school? You deserved a good hit to your head. So I'm not apologizing to you for anything.
You had the job offer that you bragged so much about canceled, and yet you're still acting like this? Then tell me why the heck you've come to talk to me today.
I've come to teach you once again what kind of low-life scum you really are.
Me?
I'm already pissed that someone with no education like you wants to marry my brother. But not only have you tried to do that, but now you've stolen my offer for that job at Green Earth. There's no way a company like that has any use for you, as all you are is a waste of their payroll. Yet you think you're everything to them there and can do whatever you want to a Harvard graduate like me. So I've come back once again to teach you just how low of a cockroach you really are, Aileen.
I just want to get this part straightened out a little. Both Fred and your parents have been really upset with you, right? You had that job offer withdrawn from you, and they had to tell you just how pissed they've been. However, even after all of that, you still haven't learned to play nice?
So far, no matter what I've said to my family, they don't seem to catch a hint. They're all from amazing schools, yet have zero common sense. I mean, my brother was taken advantage of by you. And my parents may be smart, but I guess they never made it out of an Ivy League school like me. I've started to learn that none of them understand just how amazing of a daughter and sister I really am to all of them.
Oh.
That's why I'm going to be using far smarter and superior people from now on. With all these new people in my life, they'll be able to see just how amazing of a woman I am and will brag about having me around. and then they'll help me get rid of you. I'm going to get that job offer back from Green Earth, and we'll take your place. So if you're wondering who these people are, they happen to be your higher-ups within that company, including the CEO. You're talking with the CEO? Those like me who have degrees from Ivy League colleges can do anything they put their mind to. And not only that, they can get the help of anyone, including CEOs of large companies like Green Earth. That's why today I went to your company. And I went in front of your CEO and all the other managers and told them how upset I was that a high school dropout like you withdrew my job offer. You're lying, right? You went all the way to the CEO about this? And of course, the CEO understood my plea. He listened to everything I had to complain about and told me he'd handle it all as soon as possible. I knew someone like the CEO would be able to understand a Harvard grad like me. And soon I'll be allowed to work for the company in your place and help bring this company to the next level.
Autumn, you really cause a lot of problems for everyone around you, don't you?
Maybe I'm just too good for all you lowlifes, and that's why you're all left with problems?
Are you sure?
Well, I'm sorry, but you're going to be fired now because of me. This is what happens when a dropout like you thinks they can fight back. Your life is over now. I can't wait for you to see it, you cockroach.
You're the one that's about to see the end.
Huh?
You said you went and cried to the CEO, right? And you told him about how a high school dropout like me withdrew that job offer?
Yeah, I made sure to explain all my complaints to them. I told them all about how someone like you is just a cockroach to this world and that you're ruining their company. And then explained that they're better off getting rid of you since it's not a great thing for them to have you on their payroll. And then I ended my talks with them by saying they are best off firing you and not even giving you a package in the process.
Well, that cockroach you keep talking to them about happens to also be a part of this company's leadership. Did you know that?
Huh?
The CEO of Green Earth happens to be the same as me and was also a high school dropout. He happens to know a whole lot about the world of business, but due to family issues, had to end his public schooling in high school and leave. I can't believe you'd go in front of someone like him and start saying such things about people like us.
Are you sure?
I'm actually really jealous that he was able to become the CEO of this company without even having to graduate from a university or anything. And many other people are jealous of that as well. But my jealousy has faded ever since he brought me up to his level and made me the HR department leader for the company. I wasn't able to get here overnight though, as I had to prove to him that someone with the same past as him could also work hard, which I did. And after he saw that I was built for this company, he brought me up to his level, allowing me to now work alongside him. He's even told me that I'm a very serious worker, and he wants someone like me to rely on when need be. He really seems to have a liking for people like me, and that's why a lot of management within this company are people like us, who have had issues in the past with schooling but are serious and knowledgeable workers.
What?
And I think he agrees with my choice of withdrawing your job offer. And I mean, even if you did start to work here, you'd never last. Well, let's be real. It's going to be hard for you to work anywhere in this world. The only thing you'll be able to pass to get an interview anywhere is the company's preliminary hiring process because of your education. But after that, they'll see your behavior and immediately get rid of your resume.
You're lying! Do you think other companies are going to do the same thing to me like yours has?
They sure will. I'm pretty sure other companies are already learning about how horrible things turned out for you after what you did here. You made a fool of yourself, even in front of the CEO, and he's going to make sure everyone knows about that. You really did it to yourself this time, Autumn.
I didn't know anything about him not graduating high school. Why should I have known that? What company would have a CEO who never graduated from a proper college?
You graduated from Harvard, and that's your excuse for acting like this? I guess we'll just have to see what the CEO does about this now. Actually, you're better off looking for a new company to hire you right now before he starts spreading the news about you.
What should I do, Aileen? I just got a letter in the mail from the CEO. He just told me that he's not going to give me another job offer and has asked that I stay away from his company for good. He's just pretty much ruined every chance I had of getting into that company.
I'm glad to see that even he agrees with me on my decision to withdraw your job offer. I guess you've finally gotten a good taste of reality.
And not just that, though. He even called Harvard and talked with them about me. He talked with the president of the school and said it's strange that someone like me would be willing to force my way into his office and complain to him. And he used that as another explanation for why he will not be hiring me anymore. Now that the president of Harvard knows about what's happened, they've told me they no longer want to give me my diploma when I graduate.
Oh, my, they're not letting you graduate now? Well, I guess there's no point in even trying to find any other company to hire you. If you're not able to graduate, then no company will bother with you.
But, what should I do? There's no way this is happening to me. This is all because of you, so do something about it.
What? You think this is my fault?
Well, it freaking is. It's all because of you withdrawing the job offer in the first place that everything's gone downhill. If you had never even bothered to try getting my brother to marry you, then you would have never had to come to my house talking about marriage.
Oh, come on now. If you hadn't hit me in the face like that, then none of this would have had to happen. Nobody's forgotten about how violent and messed up you are, Autumn.
But that was just my body responding to thinking you were a threat.
Then be upset with that body of yours that thinks it's okay to hit other people like that. Hey, you are my body. Talk with your body like that and maybe it'll stop acting on its own.
Wait! Can you please think of a way to help me get out of this mess?
I don't give a crap about you and your mess. To be honest, I think you deserve all that's happening to you right now.
Stop messing around! Why do you think I deserve to be treated like this? Now that you've done this to me, I'm going to make sure you and Fred can never be a couple.
What?
As long as you're with him, my life is going to be hell. So if I allow you both to get married to one another, then my life will literally be ruined. I'll never be able to do anything with my life because things like this will just keep happening. So I'm going to end you two right now.
What?
You get the hell away from him right now, you plague. All you plan to do is marry Fred and become a parasite to him, right? You might have a job now, but the moment you get a ring on him, you'll quit your job and feed off all his hard work. You'll be a part of his life forever and will never have to work another day in your life while you force him to work to death.
I'm the one planning to leave my job. And what's so bad about her being married to me?
Wait, is this you, Fred?
I was watching Eileen as she sat there looking at her phone in distress. And when I came over to have a look at why she'd be looking that way, I saw that you're once again talking about her about your BS.
But listen to me, Fred. Why are you planning on leaving your job? You finally found a job at such a nice company, and you're going to quit now?
Yep, I spoke with Eileen about it, and that's what we've decided on. With the amount of money she brings in, there's no need for me to be working as well. And to be open about her skills, she may be a great worker, but she sucks at cooking and cleaning. That's why I'll be the one doing all the housework for her.
No way, that's not possible, Fred. A man that graduated from Harvard is going to become a house husband? That's a waste of your abilities.
Doing chores like cleaning and cooking is pretty rough work, and I think it'll be a fun challenge to take on. Also, I'll be at home most of the day, so I could do anything I please. I'll even be able to learn a ton of new things while at home, which is perfect since I love to study.
What?
Actually, I really want to study about a bunch of other things now, but I've had to work all week, never had time to. However, now that Eileen said she'll handle working, I'll be able to finally get to work studying. After all, she loves watching me spend my days studying about all sorts of surprising things. Recently, I've even gotten into studying about micro-ecosystems, and have started a small garden within the house to help me understand them better.
That's...
But I'm sure you'll start to view me as the parasite now, huh? What you just said a little bit ago really hurt my feelings, Autumn.
No! That was...
You don't have to worry about how I choose to live anymore. But if you're going to start complaining about it like that, then the only choice I have now is distancing myself from you. So once we've had our wedding, I don't want you around us anymore. Whether it's Eileen or myself, we don't want you near us.
What? That means you want to cut ties to me, right?
Well, yeah. I don't want to see you anymore while you're acting like a jerk. To be honest, I've been planning on cutting ties to you for a while now.
Now, just wait a minute, Fred.
Good luck with your life as an unemployed and uneducated lowlife. Hopefully, next year, you'll be able to graduate from Harvard.
Later that day, Autumn heard from her parents that they wouldn't be paying for her to go another year at Harvard. And so after hearing that from them, she's been working hard trying to make money through part-time jobs. She's a smart cookie, so she claims, so working part-time jobs should be pieces of cake for her, but she continues to complain about how she can't be seen working with people who don't go to Harvard. And because of that, she isn't able to work at many places for very long. In the end, she chose to leave school and is now living in her parents' house, never coming out of her room. She goes onto social media a lot more now, and when she sees all of her former classmates working amazing jobs and doing all sorts of fun things without her, she becomes even more depressed and recedes deeper into her room.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.